You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Live. Well, you guys wonder why I have been somewhat critical, not so much of Trey Lance himself as a quarterback, but of the 49ers for giving up so much. And that's my real problem here. It's not so much with Trey Lance, the draft pick. It's giving up all the collateral they gave up to get him, okay, particularly when there was somebody like Mac Jones on the board who I thought was NFL ready, and he proved that with the Patriots this year. George Kittle talked about Trey Lance and made some comments, and the majority of what he had to say was pretty good, except for one thing that should concern 49ers fans a great deal, okay, particularly because he did start a couple of games this year, and a lot of people got sort of wowed. He flashed because he hit a couple of bombs in some games. But I'm less concerned about that when I look at quarterbacks. I want to see things like high completion percentage. How's your footwork? Do you look comfortable in the pocket? All this sort of thing, and I did not see that from Trey Lance. Okay, again, we're talking about a quarterback that the Niners traded up for, gave up a lot, that essentially only started one game because of the pandemic from his last full season starting on the field. Now, let's get to what George Kittle had to say. Of course, George Kittle, the all-world tight end for the 49ers. Trey Lance is just 21 years old, and he only has 2 NFL starts under his belt. His experience will grow, though. It could grow quickly if Lance is the Week 1 starter in September, as most expect him to be. Lance spent his rookie season as Jimmy Garoppolo's backup, learning from the veteran quarterback, studying the playbook, and running the scout team. Most of his reps in 2021 came during practice. On Thursday, Colin Cowherd of The Herd asked 49ers tight end George Kittle about the differences between Garoppolo and Lance during those practices. Quote, I would say the big difference is Trey's got a little more zing on his passes. No doubt, Trey Lance has a stronger gun than Jimmy Garoppolo. He definitely has a big arm. He can make all the throws all over the field, which is really cool to see. Jimmy can too. They just do it differently. Trey moves around a lot better. He's kind of a freak athlete. I'm excited to see Trey's improvement, really. If Lance is going to be the starter in 2022, the young quarterback is confident he'll be ready. I'm going to be ready for Week 1 without a doubt, Lance said on Thursday during an interview with NFL Network. I'm super excited for the opportunity. I feel like I've learned a lot. I'll continue to learn. But yeah, excited to get going. Now, we're going to jump on down here. It says, Kittle feels Garoppolo had a lot to teach Lance, and there are areas of Garoppolo's game that the rookie quarterback should incorporate into his own if he hopes to take his play to the next level. And this is the part of the conversation which was frightening to me. When I heard this at this point, after he has had all year and all of these practices, I think now we know why the 49ers were really hesitant to put Trey Lance on the field, and I think it's why you're hearing rumblings of other veteran quarterbacks coming to this team possibly. Are the Niners even keeping Jimmy G? Quote, he just has to learn our offense, Kittle shared, and he has to learn how to make the right reads to get the ball out quick, because that's what Jimmy is very good at, is getting the ball out quick. And I'm looking forward to see Trey's progress. Okay, well, and that's the thing. Everybody is really drawing a lot of comparisons, and I think you're seeing that narrative across the league, actually. Everybody wants their next Patrick Mahomes, except Patrick Mahomes is an outlier. Josh Allen is an outlier. A lot of these mobile quarterbacks struggle in certain areas. Generally speaking, reading anything besides the first read. It's a lot of, I'm going to check my first read, pull the ball down, and take off. Okay? Now, Lamar Jackson's a little better than that at doing it, But even during the playoffs, Lamar Jackson sort of gets exposed out there. When defenses get better, all of a sudden he doesn't perform the way that people expect. And there's some that's wondering if the Ravens will give him an extension. I would guess they will, but who knows? Okay, and I think the 49ers drafted him. We still have no idea exactly who wanted Trey Lance. If it was Kyle Shanahan, if it was John Lynch, I've said it was John Lynch, but there's rumors coming out that maybe it was Kyle Shanahan. I don't know, but here's a major problem. Through a full season and all the way, including 2 starts and all these practices, George Kittle has to come out and say Trey Lance still needs to learn the offense. He just needs to learn the offense. What? This late in the season, we're past his first full year of doing nothing but taking reps and getting all this reps, and you know they've been working with him behind the scenes. And look, again, everybody keeps drawing this Mahomes equation, but the fact is, when you listen to people like Peter Schrager and all these folks that are tied into the Niners, you're starting to hear things like, we're not quite sure they're automatically going to move on from Jimmy G. That wasn't the narrative 3 months ago. Now, all of a sudden, there may be some cause for concern regarding Trey Lance being ready for next year, which, look, if he's not ready to go by the start of the season, and what George Kittle just shared with us, this could have been a monumentally bad draft pick. Okay, that's an indictment of the quarterback that is chosen. If he rode the bench for an entire year, essentially, still got game reps, by the way. Still got game reps, but did you notice he never showed up in any playoff game? Even when the offense got stagnant, this, that, and the other, George Kittle said he still needs to make the right reads. Yikes, that's frightening to me. We knew back in the preseason, you could tell Mac Jones knew exactly where to go with the ball already. I mean, there was no question about it. Okay, I'm concerned because of the style of quarterback this is in conjunction with Kyle Shanahan's offense. Okay, he doesn't run Andy Reid's offense. And there were a lot of rumblings coming out when Patrick Mahomes rode the bench for a year and Alex Smith was starting. All year long, you heard about Patrick Mahomes wowing everybody in practice. All year. You have heard none of that about Trey Lance. Towards the end of the season, you heard a little, he's looked better than he has. But that's all. You haven't heard, oh my God, ooh-ah, and a kiki and a ha-ha. None of that has come out of the 49ers camp about Trey Lance. It's oddly quiet. I think the 49ers may have an issue. Personally speaking, I think you're going to start seeing some rumblings of a restructured Jimmy G contract, and Jimmy G may end up being the starting quarterback again next year. And if he is, then the 49ers likely busted on this draft pick and gave up a boatload of collateral. I don't know who made that decision and made that call, but if we flash forward 8 months from now and that's the case and Trey Lance can't play, somebody's got to lose their job over that. It would go down as one of the worst, if not the worst, draft day trade in the history of the NFL. To give up that much collateral and this guy can't play, yikes, that is a horrible evaluation. That's also why you continue to hear Tom Brady to the 49ers. And look, let us not lose sight of the fact that I've got to wonder if the front office knows what they're doing, because the day of the draft, when they heard Aaron Rodgers might be available, John and Kyle still called about Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers told them no. This was several weeks after you just traded the next 3 years of the Niners draft future, your plan at quarterback was still so loosey-goosey that you called about Aaron Rodgers on the day of the draft where you're selecting Trey Lance. Something's wrong with quarterback evaluation there and what they want to do. Now, I've said if you got the opportunity to get Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, you do it. You do it. There's trouble in Niner land. There is, and it all centers around GM Shanahan, Trey Lance. It could end up being the downfall of John Lynch if he's the one that pulled the trigger. Peace. I'm out.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.